Hey, this is Marilyn Gigliotti.
Hey, this is Brian O'Halloran.
Hey, everybody. My name is Scott Schiaffo, actor best known as the Chulies Gum Guy from the film Clerks.
And welcome to Clerks Minute.
You're listening to Clerks Minute.
And I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Hi, this is Mike Zapsik from AMC's Comic Book Man, the podcast I Sell Comics, and the Ming and Mike Show. And you're listening to Clerks Minute. What's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You got a minute? Good, because you're listening to Clerks Minute.
Hey, this is Walt Flanagan, the Lon Chaney of the 90s, and you are listening to Clerks Minute.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Clerks Minute, the show where we look back at 1990 for Kevin Smith's classic One Pissed Off Veronica Minute at a time. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
Wow, don't piss this woman off. I don't want to... Marilyn, if you're listening, I don't want to be on your bad side. Yeah. I don't. I do not.
I just keep thinking of Deadpool. You see, there's a reason why I wear red. It's so that way people don't see me bleed. That guy's got the right idea. He brought the brown pants.
Really funny. So when we last left you, Randall was having a heart-to-heart with Veronica. And,
well, about as much of a heart-to-heart as what Randall could have with anybody.
Hey, well, close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, a couple minutes ago, we had him yelling at Dante, and that was close to heart-to-heart for them, too. Yeah. So I think that's their relationship in a nutshell. Yeah. Well, bit of a heart-to-heart here. And we don't hear that end of the conversation, but we do hear Veronica say, he told you all of this, because when we last left you, he loved Caitlin. That's where we last left you. And this line is hysterical, and I don't even get where it came from. Randall says pretty much all except the latent homosexuality part. That is just my theory. What? What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I have no clue.
I don't even know where that came from. It came out of left field. Wait, what?
And that is the one line that launched all of the Dante's gay jokes in the cartoon.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Because it's one thing for Jay to tell you off and just because he wants to be a fucking idiot, but that line is out of nowhere. Like, what? Where does that come from? So, Veronica said, I don't know what to say. And this is where you were right about Randall, not really knowing how to deal with this kind of situation. Yeah. It reminds me of Chandler and Friends. Yeah. He's like, I don't give advice. Can I ask you to do a sarcastic comment?
Yeah. Well, I'm there to hug and give sarcastic comments, so.
Don't go hold it against him. He just never got Caitlin out of his system. It's not your fault. It's Dante's. Before we get to the next one, you were commenting while we were watching.
It's because oh God. Yeah, he never got Caitlin out of his. He never got Caitlin out of his system. I'm just thinking, and it's gonna say,
hang on.
Excuse me.
Try it again.
It's good. She said, "It's not your fault." Yeah, it's not your fault. He's a two-timing fuck.
Pretty much. So this is a good line though. I don't know thing one about chicks. Do you want to cry or something? I can leave.
That actually does sound like me.
And that does sound like Randall. That's straight out of Randall, really.
Well, I mean, I put it a lot better. I'm just there for hugs and sarcastic comments. So if you need to cry, just
do it.
Yeah,
get out of the system. But she's not sad. Well, before we get to the scene, we have a cutscene.
And that was this eerie, tranquil fury.
So I understand why this was cut because it's more fun to see her beat the living shit out of Dante.
Yeah.
But she vents.
Yeah.
To Randall.
Yeah.
No, I'm more furious. I'm pissed off. I feel like he's been killing time while he tries to grow the balls to tell me how he really feels. That he can't even do it. He has his friend do it for him.
Yeah, that's pretty much our viewpoint there.
But Randall says he didn't ask me to, and then she cuts him off.
Yeah.
After all that I've done for that fuck, and he wants to be with that slut, fine, he can have his slut. Oh, fuck.
Oh, boy.
Randall, do you think you can give me a lift home tonight? Which is funny. Veronica, I'm going to have a word with that asshole. And he storms out, and then here we are. And, wait, we're not done yet, because Randall goes and says, wait, Veronica, I don't think... And then a customer in the store.
Yeah.
And looks at the customer. What am I worried about? This is funny. You'll find this funny. This is not in the movie. This is only funny. She'll probably be glad I started the ball rolling. All he ever did was complain about her anyway. I'm just looking for his best interests.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what a friend does. Am I right? I did him a favor. Keep in mind, talking to a customer.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
Okay.
That was your logic earlier. That was your logic in the last episode.
Venting to the customers.
Well, the customer... Let's go crack up with this, because this is a reference back to like minute 37. This is a fantastic reference. Goes and says, sees box on counter. Ooh, Navy SEALs.
And appropriately, it's reference to minute 37.
That's amazing. And that is where we are done in the video store. I think I'm officially done with the video store now. That's it. There it is.
Yeah. Ooh, Navy SEALs. Well, though, no wonder Randall felt safe venting to a customer. Customer guy's not going to remember it anyway.
Ooh, Navy SEALs. That's it. By the way, minute 83, and we're done in the video store.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. We're done.
Yeah,
Goodbye, video store.
Yeah, I've seen Navy SEAls. It's not a bad action flick.
How is it? Like, I've never seen it.
Actually, it's a decent action flick. Dad and I are fans of 80s action flicks, so.
Valid point.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I think the only reason they picked Navy SEAls for that is because it was the most rented video at the video store.
Fair enough, and it's just funny. And it's just very, very funny. And it's a great callback to earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a great callback. Speaking of 80s stuff, do you watch Stranger Things?
No, I don't.
I'm surprised. I figured you wouldn't have been a person that watched Stranger Things. I don't watch it, but I've heard like people that love 80s stuff that love it. I was curious if you watched it. Okay, that's fine. So, I'm more the 90s person, which is why I love Everything Sucks so much. That could be why I love that show so much. So, anyway, we cut to... I want to say this is exactly what's in the script. It doesn't even have him hitting her hitting him, which is hysterical. But in the script, it says Dante is on the ground holding his knee. Veronica stands above him. Boy, that is not a definition of their relationship right there.
Hey, look at it this way. At least she doesn't have a knife, and she's trying to pull a John Wayne Bobbitt on you.
Touche. Touche. Did you hear there? That was a joke after the there was a whole big thing with the P.T. Barnum. You know how the P.T. Barnum, the story, Greatest Showman, is not really his life, but nobody really cares.
Yeah.
Because it's an amazing movie. Anyway, they were joking about, what? The next thing you're going to do is make the John Wayne Bobbitt story into a musical? I'm like, didn't they do that? Didn't Weird Al do that in Headline News? That was my first thought when I read that. I'm like, didn't Weird Al do that? Like, I could have sworn Headline News. There was a whole verse about that in there. Could have sworn. And, yeah, people, I'm going to play that right here. It's very rare you get to reference Weird Al when doing this, so there you go.
Bye-bye, Dick. Bye-bye. Well, no, we know that would be the show-stopping finale there.
Ow. Anyway, back to the movie. We're on a weird tangent. Back to the movie. Veronica is beating the living shit out of him. He deserves every kick, everything he's getting on the floor right now. Yeah. And boy, she is pissed. She is so pissed.
No, I was gonna say no. No, this is too restrained. She should be going full Tommy DeVito on Billy Bats on him.
Yeah, wow. And ironically, this is a different director and different movie. Yeah. That coffee pot right behind him would be smashed over his head. This is a different director. But, so, Veronica. Well, Dante, I love how Dante's so oblivious that his first thought is, what the fuck did you do that for? He's so oblivious. Like,
oblivious is your word. Moronic is mine.
Fair enough. If you don't want to go out with me anymore, why don't you just say it? Instead, you pussyfoot around and see that slut behind my back. I love how she's just summarizing our thoughts for the last 3 or 4 weeks on this.
Preach it.
So you've been talking to her on the phone for weeks, and I love how Dante tries to come up and say it's only a few times. No, that doesn't work. It doesn't work in this argument, Dante. That doesn't work.
All that does is digs yourself deeper, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're admitting to it. All you did was admit it. That's all you just did. You literally buried your own grave. You just admitted it.
You literally dug your own grave. Now you just got to jump into it.
Like, come on here. You literally had a chance to try to explain, and then you admit to it. That's all you did. You moron. It's like when you watch something, when they go and say, I heard a lot of Seinfeld. Seinfeld does this gag a lot, where it's like, did you do this? And then Seinfeld, and then Jerry, and then George would go to Jerry like, how dare you tell her? Like, I didn't tell her. You just did, you moron. That's exactly what this is like. Oh my God. So that's just it. And once he says that, it's over. Like there's no turning back now because it's over now. Because she goes and says, and then you pull that shit this morning. Tell me how long this fucking day is. Freaking out because I've gone down on a couple of guys. And Dante tries to come back with a couple when she's not having it. She throws it. She hits him with her purse. And it had to hurt. It had a heavy purse. It looks like a very heavy purse. It had to hurt. Yeah. And I'm not the one trying to patch things up.
Now, I would say that he does have a point, except she didn't do that while they were in the relationship.
So true. Yeah. So fucking true at this point. Yeah, exactly. She's not cheating on him. That was all pre-him. That's exactly the point. Very valid point. So I'm not the one trying to patch things up with my ex sneaking around behind my back. And if you think, this is a great line. This is an amazing line. Yeah. If you think that 37 dicks are a lot, then just wait, mister. I'm going to put the hookers in Times Square to shame with all the guys I go down on now. Holy shit.
And however, however, on the other hand, that means that Randall might be getting a visit from her soon.
Or you did ask for a ride home in the cut lines. I'm starting to suddenly see the plot of the Clerks porno. There is one, by the way.
I know.
That's legitimate. They're actually legitimate in Clerks porn. But I can suddenly see what the plot is. But anyway, and we'll get into the rest of this in a minute. This is definitely a timestamp for the era we're in. Yeah. Because this is 1993-94, where the hookers in Times Square is actually a thing. Yeah. That's not a thing anymore. That's not a thing anymore. It's like when you listen to Rent, and it's such a timestamp of the time. Yeah. You can tell it was written in the early to mid-90s, because it's not a thing anymore. Yeah. Because I know I went to New York. It's a completely different. I went to New York. This is going to be a humble brag for hockey fans listening to this. I went to the 1996 World Cup, and it was I won tickets. I'll just tell this whole story because it's a fun story. Big hockey guy obviously, but I had just gotten into the sport in the mid 90s with double stand and everything else. I just got into the sport, and I was watching the World Cup, and the World Cup has taken place in like 17 cities around the world, and one of them was New York. Yeah. One of them, Madison Square Garden. Well, shit, hockey at the Garden in September. Amazing. Well, I wasn't planning on going because the games were sold out way in advance, so no big deal. I get a phone call from Brian Leach, the captain of Team USA, and also the assistant captain of the New York Rangers, calling me on the phone. Yeah. Huh? Like, this has got to be a prank. Like, this has got to be a prank call. So, you won 2 tickets to see Team USA versus Czechoslovakia. Like, what? Like, when did I enter this contest? I don't remember entering this contest whatsoever. I find out my uncle entered me in a contest in the New York Post, not expecting to actually win, and I won 2 tickets to see Team USA versus Czechoslovakia at the Garden in Madison Square Garden. My first time in New York City.
Hey, what do you know? Amazing. The Post is finally good for something.
Absolutely amazing. And I got 2 tickets, and I ended up going with a friend from my dad's work, one of his partners, and we went to the game. I had never been in New York. In the New York City in 1996, when I went to this game, New York City in 1998, when I went to my first Broadway show in high school, completely different worlds. Like, completely different universes. Like, holy fuck, that was a dirty city in 1996. Like, holy shit. So that's where the hooker thing is very, very funny. Because there was a lot of fucking that kind of shit right in front of the Garden that would not be there now. Giuliani definitely cleaned up the city. One of those things. Giuliani definitely cleaned up New York. And I am one to prove that. So that's that. That is that. That is this episode, and we'll be back to wrap up Veronica pretty much cursing out Dante on Monday. Woohoo! That's it for this week. Thank you so much for listening to Clerks Minute. I'm not going to do all the plugs. You heard them all week. But, thank you for listening. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
Have a good day, everybody.
Except for the latent homosexuality, but that's just my theory.
snorting, smoking weed, doing coke, drinking beers, rolling fatties, smoking blunts. Who smokes the blunts? We smoke the blunts, rolling blunts and smoking.